Hey, hello everybody, welcome to the sound test room. Today we are taking a look at FL Studio Mobile, and this is how you can use the slicer. I'm going to show you how you import your own loops into the slicer, what you can do with it then, all the cool stuff you can do. So the slicer is really great. So I've created a new project here called it Slicer Tutorial. And first thing I'm going to do is I am going to go to my Files app. So if we swipe up here, I'm going to open my Files browser here, and you'll see I'm in Audio Share Files. And you can load any amount of folders or samples or loops or audio, anything you want, Midi into FL Studio. So I'm going to choose, where is it? Patreon loop pack. So if you're a Patreon, you'll have these because there's loads of loops and stuff in here. But it doesn't matter. You can use any loops you like or any audio, whatever you want. I'm going to hit select up here, and I'm going to choose this folder, and I'm just going to tap on move, and then just minimize that and open on my iPad. And I'm going to scroll down on my iPad. I'm using my finger for this because it's quicker, till we find FL Studio Mobile. So there it is. I'm going to open that, and these are the folders that it contained inside FL. Okay, so we could put it in audio, we could probably put it in Midi, it doesn't matter. Put it in my recordings or my sample. I'm going to put it in my samples. Select the file like that. And at the top, you see, it will say, items will be copied to my samples on my iPad, Patreon loop packs, and just tap copy. And you'll see this little spinny circle here while it's copying over. It won't take long, depending on the amount of loops and files, etc. you've got, it's done. You've got in your folder, that will determine the amount of time it will take to copy them to FL. So we can now close, AUM is running my microphone, by the way, nothing else. We can close Files app now. We go back to FL. Let's click on the little plus button right in the middle, and then choose Slicer, which is at the bottom of the synth section. And there, you see, it will open. Now, there are loads and loads and loads of cool slicers and stuff that you can get as IAPs and stuff like this. We've got, I'll have to do some of this because some of these slice synth sequences are absolutely awesome. But let's import our own. So go to My Files now. And in My Samples, which is where we put it, you will find Patreon loop packs. And this is organized with file hierarchy, so it's really cool. You can get as surgical as you like with names and stuff like this. Let's open this. This contains a bunch of other files and one loop on its own down the bottom here. But let's open, say, and this is the cool thing about Slicer. It doesn't matter about the BPM, and it doesn't even matter about the key. I'll show you as well. Let's open this Hydro 4-bar, 120 BPM. And inside here, there is a bunch of stuff. Let's just click on one. And it gets more and more kind of complex as it goes on. So let's choose this one, for instance. Now, you can audition it down here. Okay, so before you, and it will automatically put it into the slicer, but as soon as you close this, there it is in the slicer. And there are the slices that, let's see, this has been sliced into over 4 bars. Now, this is really cool, isn't it? Right, so let's just close this for a second, play it. Okay, so now this is a Hydro 120 BPM. I'm pretty sure it's in C as well. That doesn't matter. Let's mess around with the tempo. Okay, so let's play. So we can change the tempo without degrading the sound, without wrecking it. Let's open the slicer. This is your transient detector, okay? You see at the moment it's set to 25, but we can increase. You watch it, the keyboard down the bottom. Watch as I increase or decrease the transient detector, okay? So if I decrease it really like to just a couple and open it, it will still play. Just double tap it to open it, but you'll see there's less transients now. So it changes the feel. So I'll open this and increase the sensitivity. So say it's sounding a little bit jittery from the original tempo. If you whack the sensitivity right up, it's going to chop them onto all these different transients. And then you can speed it up in semitones. Okay. And of course you can then, if you want to, you could probably go quicker. Let's go to 130. All right, so this is great because it means that you can take any loop you like and chop it up. Now, it gets even better than this. Let's say, for instance, let's do something simpler. Let's open another slicer. Let's maybe import one of these slice sequences and maybe some bass guitar loop. Okay, now we've got this in there. Let's just close that down a sec. Let's make sure that we can loop this. So let's go back to the beginning and just hold on here and set a loop point. So it's not playing the rest of this first one. So let's play. Okay. We can go in there. That's way too fast, isn't it, as well? So let's slow it down. Well, let's go down to about, there you go. So now I know that these are both in C because all the loops are, all the FL loops are starting C minor, so you can move them around as you like. Now let's just double tap and open this. There you go. It's a lot simpler, and you can see the other loop highlighted in the background. Well, sort of de-lighted, if you like, low lighted in the background. But what is cool here is, let's duplicate this. Let's just go copy and long hold there and hit paste, and then we can kind of just move it back to suit. Let's increase our loop length then for 2. So we've got 2 now. We can start to change these slices around. You know, it doesn't matter, and you can put other slices in as well. As you can also, of course, change the length, and you can do this with this big one as well. So now we've got this slightly different. Let's go into our big one here and maybe just, oh, I don't know, let's just move a few of these around. Let's chop them up a bit, you know. You get the idea, right? You take your time. It gets even better than that. So let's just actually delete the MIDI info, yeah? So delete. If we've got our loop going here maybe over this amount of bars, so if we play it like this, and okay, so now if we select this one, if we look, select this slicer, sorry. If we open the keyboard up a bit, you'll see and make it like kind of a bit bigger. These are the slicers that have been sliced up for you. So if we go into the next one, you can play this stuff in on the keyboard. So let's hit record. Cool. So now, if we go back to our, we can record in, so. Move focus to our other one. And every time we overdub, it will give us an overdub track. Let's turn the metronome off. So that's some of the cool stuff you can do with the slicer. And of course, you still have your control over your transient detection, your attack decay. But getting the stuff in here, like for your own stuff, you know, just adding another slicer in, going to my files, going to my samples, going wherever you like, say, importing. Well, this one's just a file on its own, but you can. It's brilliant because it will just chop it to suit. So we'll do this. Right? Okay, that's fine. That's done. Let's go and close this. Let's go and find out what it's done to that one there. So if we kind of go into our mixer now and just solo this one. I'll take the take the looping off. So you've got all that transient detection going on now, see? Can stop now. Awesome. So that's what you do, and that's how you do it. You can be as complex or as simple as you like. You can set your loop points, obviously, anywhere you want, just by the usual method of setting the loops. And you can bring the others back in if you want to, but there's nothing there, so you'd have to kind of decrease the loop point to hear them. And you can go make fine adjustments to the slicing. Let's open this. So there you go. There's how to use a slicer, which is super useful and great fun for slicing up your loops and samples and stuff like that. And it does a remarkably good job of maintaining the integrity of the sample as well. And you can pitch up and down, etc., etc. It's really good. You could increase the sensitivity as much as you like, and it'll try its best to detect the transients in the loop. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, consider becoming a patron and making a one-off donation to help support what me and Joe do here at the Sound Test Stream. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you later. FL Studio Mobile's excellent slicer.